Kelly Giddish returned to Law & Order, Special Victims Unit during Season 26, Episode 3, Divide and Conquer. The installment aired on October 17 and featured a reunion between Amanda Rollins and her former partner, Olivia Benson, Mariska Hargitay. She departed the series in 2022 after marrying Dominic Carisi and has appeared as a guest star in both SVU and Law & Order, Organized Crime. Now working at the NYPD Intelligence Bureau, Divide and Conquer sees Rollins approach the case differently from Benson. While the latter remains focused on the victim, the sergeant's prime objective is catching the perpetrator. Giddish shares that she was fascinated to learn about Rollins' new position, as it opens up an entirely new world for the character. The former series regular also enjoyed working with John Clarence Stewart and shares that their on-screen partnership already had a spark of kismet. Kelly Giddish, she's now a sergeant at the NYPD Intelligence Bureau, and she's got a new partner, Detective Corgan, played by John Clarence Stewart. You immediately saw her giving a briefing to the NYPD brass, which is something you would never see Detective Rollins doing. You saw her already being thrown into this new position, and her poise within that, and all of the things that make Rollins, are really used to her advantage in this. I was fascinated when the writers told me they were thinking about putting her in the Intelligence Bureau because they would tell me some of the stories that they've heard from the people that actually are in the Intelligence Bureau. I'm just fascinated with these stories and how much they know and the things that they've had to do to get information, and the fact that the NYPD has a global presence for this to gather intelligence because it's New York City. It opened up this whole other world, and just seeing Rollins thrown into it seemed very natural and really exciting to play. Kelly Giddish, I wasn't familiar with John Clarence Stewart's work, and so I went on Google like anybody else, and I was like, oh, he was born in the same place I was in real life, so automatically we had something to talk about. He's from Georgia. We were both born in Stone Mountain, and so, right off the bat, we had an actual spark of kismet. That was really nice to run with. Just seeing how much is said subliminally, what kind of language they have without having to talk, and that kind of thing was really fun to play with Kelly Giddish. I think she's really grateful. She decided to make this move from teaching, and the light is back in her eyes. She's so excited. She's so curious about this world, and she's fascinated just like I am personally. She tells Benson, it's eavesdropping on the whole world. She's totally thrown into this new arena and loves it. Rollins has always been concerned first and foremost about the survivor in SVU. I think that's still her history, she's a survivor herself. But, I think in this, you saw her objective differ a little bit. She's not Special Victims Unit. She's trying to get these bad guys come hell or high water. That kind of differs from Benson's objective, which is always to take care of the survivor first and foremost. You got to see, but we have to get the bad guys. It was fun to play that dynamic between Rollins and Benson where they've always been totally in sync, and now it's like, we have a little bit of a different objective here, and how are we both going to be happy, and how are we both going to get what we need? Because we have such a long history, Mariska Hargitay, and I and Benson and Rollins, those conversations are able to be played out in such a real organic way.